So many times I thought you'd leave me. Broken inside, I feel I've lost my sanity. I don't believe in happy endings. Bottle my pride and hope you'd still love me in the end. Didn't want to leave your arms, but I feel like you won. You left my soul to starve. I don't believe I'm the one. Ooh, I can't show that I'm hurting. You can't know that I'm worried. I gave up in a hurry just to know I'm safe. Love is a fire and I'm burning.
Okay, sorry about the fan in the background. Today's story time is about Trickster. I'm going to start doing these again. I have 3 more to do on my animals, and then somebody requested Boogs to be done, so Boogs will be done too. And, yeah, so next is Trickster. Come on. This is Trickster. She's one of 2 of my black kitties. Oh, what? So that's Trickster. Trickster's a very interesting case, I will say that. So, I want to say back in 2017. Yeah, 2017. My grandpa died on my stepdad's side. He lived in California, so my dad went to California to his funeral with my mom, of course, and I stayed home and watched all the pets. Annabelle wants attention. Say hello. So, Trickster's not an Oregon kitty. Trickster is a Cali kitty, and we always called her an Egyptian cat because she's got the shape and the face and the look of an Egyptian cat, and even the vet thinks she has Egyptian cat descendants. So, kind of cool, just because of her look. So, what happened was, my parents were on the way back from California, from the funeral, and they were at a motel, and here comes Trickster, this cat, and hi Ryland, and she, just, I don't know, she followed them into the motel room, apparently. They went into the motel room, they had the door open, because they were moving things in and out, and they were going to stay a couple nights to get some rest, you know, after everything that had happened. And so apparently when they left the door open, they came back in, and here's Trickster, who wasn't named Trickster at the time. And she, that's Ryland. She was apparently on their bed, like just chilling out on the bed, like, hey guys, what's up? Like, literally, this cat that they don't even know is just in on their bed in a motel. Okay? They don't care. They're animal lovers. Ryland, get your tail out of the video. And, so the cleaning lady comes around, and my parents asked her, hey, look, whose cat is this? Like, did her owners drop her, and this was their room, or like what? And the lady goes, that cat's in your room? And my mom goes, I'm sorry, I know it's not like a pet motel, but it's not my cat, and I don't know whose it is. And she goes, no, it's no issue. She goes, that cat has been here 1.5 years since it was born. And the vet confirmed she was 1.5 years old when they brought her home. And nobody could get near her. No one could touch her, nothing. No one could get near her at all. And my mom sent me this picture, and it was really funny. It was of Trickster. She was standing up on her hind legs and had her front paws on the edge of the toilet seat, and was looking down into the toilet and then looking up at my mom. And so how we ended up getting Trickster was my parents went to, the cat ended up staying in their room the whole time they were there. And my mom calls me and goes, Keisha, do you want a souvenir from California? I was like, sure, expecting like a dumb t-shirt or something, you know. And about halfway home, they give me a call. Hi, Wiley. And they say, oh, your souvenir left. I was like, what? Then all of a sudden they call Wiley. Then all of a sudden they call me a couple hours later and say, no, mind, your souvenir's back. And at this point, I'm like, I'm so confused as to what they're talking about. Like, what? You know? And the souvenir left. Now it's back a couple hours later. So what apparently had happened was they had stopped at a store. And when they had left the motel, Trickster got in the car with them. They're like, okay, if she stays with us the whole trip, we'll take her home. If she gets out somewhere along the way and decides she doesn't want to come with us, we'll leave her. You know, it's her choice. We're not forcing anything with her. So what apparently had happened was they stopped at a store, and Trickster had gotten out of the car, and when they came back, she was gone. Well, what's really funny is when they went to shut the car door, they heard meow, and they looked down, and Trickster's at the door, like, let me back in, and she jumped in and came home with them. Pretty much. And we bought her a kennel, they bought her bed, they bought her food, water, litter box, everything for the trip home, so she wouldn't be going to the bathroom in the car. And when they brought her home, I introduced her to Karma after about a day. We kept her in the bathroom. Trickster, get down! And that's why her name's Trickster. She is a trickster. She gets into everything. Anyways, I kept her in the bathroom for a couple weeks and just put Karma in there once a day for a couple hours and left them alone just to kind of get used to each other. Well, after a couple weeks, I just kept saying, Mom, she's got to be pregnant. She has to be. She looks and acts pregnant. She wasn't, like, huge. She was skinny. But I've been right about every single one of our animals' pregnancies so far since I was little, except for Kamani's, which I still don't know about. Anyways, my mom's like, no, she's not pregnant. Like, she is. So my neighbor actually paid for Karma's spay because I was younger and didn't have a job. And she offered to pay for Trickster's spay. I was like, okay, that's fine. Whatever. And Trickster, real quick, you'll notice the difference between her and Ryland. She's got a really short tail and a different shaped face, and she has, actually, it takes a good eye to see it, but she's got gray stripes all down her back. Whereas Ryland doesn't. And Ryland's a boy and she's a girl. But my neighbor's like, I'll pay for her spay. I go, but I think she's pregnant. She's like, alright, let's take her in, get a health check. I'll pay for it, because I didn't have a job at the time. She goes, I'll pay for it, and we'll do a pregnancy test. See if she's pregnant. So we get her to the vet, and the vet goes, yep, she's 1.5 years. Okay. And then I asked the vet, I go, I think she's pregnant. He goes, yeah, I thought that too. And my neighbor's just looking at him, and my mom's just looking at him like, you guys are insane. She's scrawny. Like, she's not pregnant, you know? I'm like, okay. So the vet looks at her, and he just goes like that. Like, almost like, you know, if your ice cream melts in your hand, kind of how you cup it. To her stomach, he goes, yeah, she's pregnant. Wiley, stop. He's chasing Trickster. Wiley and Trickster hate each other. Anyways, he kind of just, like, cups her stomach, and he goes, yeah, I can feel it right now. She's pregnant. And my neighbor's like, well, is there a blood test or some type of test we can do to confirm it? He's like, yeah, but she's pregnant. I'm telling you, like, you don't need to spend your extra money. She's pregnant. And my neighbor's like, I want to make sure, because if not, we can leave her overnight and you guys can spay her, like you said. And he's like, okay, fine. And I'm just kind of looking at him, and he's kind of looking at me like, dude, we know she's pregnant. And he did a test, and a couple hours later we got a call. Yeah, she's pregnant. And I don't remember how far along he said that she was, but she had, 4 or 5 kittens. If I can find pictures of them, I'll pop them up. And 2 of them I really, really wanted to keep. There's a black and white one, and she just followed me everywhere like a puppy, like this one. Stop. And then, did I mention it's 2 in the morning? Anyways, and then there's another one, if I can find a picture of her, I'll insert her, I don't remember what I had her named, because it was back in 2017, Cats, Nocturnal, great. Anyways, the people who adopted her ended up naming her Saturday, because they got her on a Saturday. I didn't think it fit her at all. I was actually super pissed, because my family personally knew the people, and we were promised updates for the first month, just because you know, Trickster had came from California, and we just wanted to make sure that the babies were healthy. And they never updated us. In fact, they blocked us on Facebook. Whatever. Now, Trickster has an issue. Trickster has a respiratory issue that she was born with. And since she wasn't rescued until a year and a half of age, the respiratory issue got really bad into her lungs. And the vet said pretty much she'll have it her whole life. She also had ear mites, so she will always have ear problems. Now, the good thing is the respiratory issue got treated, but since it was in her lungs for so bad, her lungs are kind of at risk. But it's nothing major. It's just once in a while she'll have a really bad sneeze attack and have a lot of snot coming out. But other than that, she's perfectly healthy. She does have a broken tail, which is why I don't play with her tail that much. I leave her tail alone. The vet said to amputate it would be worse for her because more than likely it was broken when she was a kitten, so she's used to it. And if you go, you know, when she's a year and a half, 2 years old, and she's pregnant at that time, and you amputate that tail, it's going to cause so many more issues for her because she's already kind of used to it, and it's natural for her now, if that makes sense. That's kind of how he explained it. So yeah, that is Trickster's story. She came from California. And I'm gonna do Ryland's story real quick since he's being so lovey. And I'll see you guys in my next video.